Hello everyone, welcome back, Not Ever Here, as we are set to embark on turn 5 of this War in the East gameplay. We are playing, of course, Gary Grigsby's War in the East. I'm going to stop saying that one day, but it's not going to be today. Last turn, we did a pretty good job. We, as you can see here, if you look up in the north, we managed to actually take Pskov, which was more, it was easier to take than I thought it would be. So we managed to take that. We also got across the river in a couple places. We pushed up a little bit. It's worth noting that actually we managed to get this Panzer division up here. There were airfields here and here, I believe, and we took two of them out in the north. And in addition to that, in addition to taking out the airfields, we came across about 147 tons of fuel in one airfield and 138 tons in another airfield. So it's not enough to completely renew an offensive in the north, but I mean, that's a huge amount of fuel for me to get in one turn. So I'm pretty happy with that. If we take a look, actually, I haven't checked this yet. Take a look at the soft factor here, which we can see if we have enough fuel. I think that's fuel, right? Yeah. So it doesn't really give us very much fuel up there in the north, but at least we have a little bit still. They can't go very far. Like, we've only got 20 movement on this Panzer. Not that he's going to get very far. As you can see, we're kind of pushing up towards Novgorod, getting closer here, but it's going to take us a couple turns to break through this line right now and push up towards the city. Right now, I think the main focus is going to be to stall in the north. We'll let ourselves get some more fuel. We have, of course, the railway repair guys, which I have not forgotten to use this time very happily. I think he is over here. One is over here. So he's repairing the railway. As you can see, he's repaired the railway. Well, this is actually one thing we should draw. Repair the railway all the way over here. And he's probably going to keep going up that way towards Pskov. And that'll basically be our main line of supply for our northern advance. So he's done a pretty good job so far. There's a couple other FBDs that have been repairing railways across the entire front, but he's my favorite. I've named him Charlie. I don't know. That's really weird. I'm sorry. It feels so weird now. But yeah, we're going to probably stall up here in the north. And we're going to take this corps over here. The 26th Corps is going to go ahead and push towards Tallinn. So this time they'll probably get up to about the river here. And then the turn after, we're going to try and push as far as we can up to Tallinn. There are factories over here and in Tallinn itself, so we have to get rid of those. I mean, they've probably evacuated by this point. What I should have done is probably have sent some panzers to take Tallinn the last turn, and maybe what would have happened is I would have been able to get rid of some of the factories, but by now they've probably moved a lot of it out. So it's probably a lost cause, but hey, better late than never, I suppose. Also, I'd like to say that I did read the comment. I think it was DK DK the Great One. I'm sorry, I can't remember the exact name. I should have written it down somewhere, but gave me the advice not to motorize my troops, which I'm lucky I didn't. I was actually going to record this last night, but before I did, I was actually rereading the rules a little bit, and I didn't realize how scarce the admin points became, and I actually used a couple in the last turn there. I reorganized a couple divisions. Reorganized, looks like 3 divisions in the north. I put 2 infantry divisions into different corps, and the Totenkopf SS motorized division into another corps. And so basically I spent a couple admin points, but yes, I think that they are going to be very important later on. So I appreciate the help there as well. You guys have been basically playing the game for me, but I don't mind. It's great to get advice, to get helpful advice. One day in the distant future, once I play it a couple more times around, I'd really like to be able to play an actual game with another human being and see how it fares then. But for now, until I figure out the basic things about the game, I probably shouldn't do that. Oh, another thing to also mention, I turned on Fog of War because for some reason I thought I had Fog of War on. Not even close. I didn't. It was weird. Despite having played the game there, I was thought something that seemed a little bit off, why I could see all the counters, but it didn't even occur to me there was a Fog of War setting. So I turned that off now. So as you can see up here, there's these actual guys don't give you information anymore. They're just little question marks. So we haven't scouted those guys. The rest of the guys down here, you'll see these ones have numbers beside them. It's because either we have a direct line of sight to them, like through this guy here, or because we scouted them, which comes with our scouting planes and such. So I turned that off, and I also turned random weather off. No, I turned random weather on. I turned non-random weather off. So I should have random weather now, which will make it a little bit weird. I've read, I think a long time ago, I read that there was some issues with random weather. So if there's an issue with that, if you guys have problems with it or you have a case against it, please let me know. I'm more than happy, to let you guys persuade me to any one thing. But yeah, that's pretty much it in the north. We of course we took Pskov. There was a battle here for the city. I think we lost only 24 men taking the city with the 3rd Motorized Division here, and we inflicted like 2,000 casualties. So I'm pretty happy with how that went. And then of course we chased them up the railway tracks here to the north a little bit. We pushed them all the way back here. We routed one division completely and attacked the tank division there a couple more times. So we dealt some casualties. But this division right here, the 1st Panzer Division, has actually suffered about 50% losses of their medium tanks, looking at their table of equipment. So I think it was this division anyways. If you take a look here, it says medium tanks 57%. So they are getting pretty low. And that again is also my problem, my fault. As also DK the one said, don't attack cities with panzers, which is a very what's the word? I was like, it's a very obvious thing. You know, you shouldn't take tanks into a city without infantry, but yet I've been doing it, and I should probably not do that because it's probably costing me a lot of equipment and probably a lot of lives as well. That's basically it in the north. Again, we've got these guys here. This is the 18th Army pushing up against these guys. We'll also have this corps going up to the north. And then over here we have the 6th Army kind of spreading out along the road to Velkiluki. We'll make them push in towards the city on the coming turns, and also to assist them on the coming turns, we will send, I think, this Panzer Corps over here to help take the city this way. They might even help pushing in here along this way and kind of flanking around like that. I haven't quite decided on how the tactics are going to go for this, but that's going to be basically the plan there. Elsewhere in the south, we pushed our forces more and more towards the east. You can see the green is the 9th Army, as they also push towards. We're trying to catch up to the panzers at this point, and then the south, of course, the blue, also trying to catch up to the panzers. I think, like I said a second ago, the main attack route is going to be through this open area right here. We're going to try and attack here. I imagine they have a pretty, maybe not sizable, but they have a decent force in the way to block us. So we should have some difficulty getting through, but I think if we mass our panzers here over the next couple turns, if we can pull them off from down here and sort of bring them up this way, it'd be very good to be able to at least send the 3rd Panzer Corps, the green guys, in through this opening here, or this plain, not opening, but this plain. And then in the south, we'll probably have around Mogilev. Once we can establish a breach with the infantry, once we can get a bridgehead over here or here or here, we might also push our troops this way. We might also have to wait until we can get these guys extracted from this position, because they basically have a breachhead or a beachhead for us across the river. So we might wait until we can get some infantry over there to hold the spot. I would hate to lose that spot and have to fight it to get a river crossing again. Also, last 2 turns, these guys have been pretty low on supplies. As you can see now, they're still in the orange for fuel. So they have more fuel. I think they were red last turn when I looked at it, but they're not in the best spot to be attacking people. They have pretty good attack power, and I think they have pretty good supplies, but last turn I wanted to hold off on that. This turn I might try and widen the breach a little bit here and kind of attack around the edges of the radius, or whatever you want to call it. Words failed me there, but basically I want to try and exploit that a little bit and give them a little bit more breathing room. We look down here. This was a colossal mistake here. The 22nd or the 24th Panzer Corps moving through the swamp was a travesty of a mistake, and that is all on me, guys. I messed up bad. I was hoping to get to Gomilev, but the not only is the terrain a lot harder to move through, but the supply, which I should have realized, is also a lot harder to get them supplied. So they're going to be a little bit slow. I might even just take them out this turn and try and bring them up this way, and they can kind of snake down this way on the next turn. As you can see, actually, we can hold on, let me figure it out here. Where are my buttons? There we go. You can actually see here, right here, I think there's a weaker presence around the city of Gomel, so we might be able to kind of bring them in like this and try and attack the city. Not only would we be able to take the city and threaten Kiev, which is down that way, but we might also be able to threaten to break out this way, forcing them off this river here. So we'll see how that plays out. If we take a look farther down to the far south, this has evened out quite nicely. We've pushed down from all the way down to the Black Sea, not the Black Sea, what is that? Oh my goodness, is it the Black Sea? Oh boy. Hold on, let me just, Black Sea, it's the Black Sea. Yes, geography doesn't fail me now. I'm so glad I figured that out. We've pushed up towards Odessa here in the black, near the Black Sea. We basically tried to even the line out along here. We're still trapped a little bit down here. We cleared out a few garrisons, but these guys are too weak to actually push out these guys here. So we're gonna have to wait until either they decide to retreat, which I might have actually cut them off by accident. So we might have to wait a couple turns until we can get some reinforcements down there to help deal with those guys. But for now, I mean, the line is pretty much evened out in the south. We look up here, we have basically the entirety of the 1st Panzer Group. The orange guys have kind of pressed up against this line. Oops. Hope I didn't just move someone. That would be bad. There we go. We basically moved up against this line here, and we're in a pretty good spot. I mean, it's not like they're going to counterattack us. I mean, we are weakest, I think, in the south right now. If they were to counterattack us here, we would probably lose quite a bit of forces. But luckily, the Soviets are in no position to counterattack at this point in the game, so it's really a moot point. But this is probably the weakest of all the fronts. It's the most spread out. As you can see here, though, we're slowly bringing our army up to bear against them. We should be able to get to the river here in probably this turn, at least in some parts of it. Get to the river and even out the line a little bit. If I can get my panzers in one massed spot, that would be perfect. Maybe around Vinnytsia, and maybe hopefully just try a straight dash for Kiev. What would be really great is if I could flank around this way and get behind everyone and get a big pocket over here, but I don't feel like that's going to happen. I feel like we just don't have the supplies right now, the fuel to get it done, and we could wait for it, but the longer we wait, the more forts they build up, the more prepared they are for our attack, and ultimately the better or the less ground we take heading east, so it's easier for them to push us back in the winter months when they have the initiative. Other than that, though, I mean, over here I consolidated this pocket as best I could. As you can see here, what was once a nice little ring around Lvov has basically shrunk down into 2 little pockets over here, and I should have those cleaned up next turn. These guys, this is like the 42nd Mountain Corps, I think, mostly, and then another corps in there. I should be able to start moving some of these Burgundy guys over here. I think, I'm not sure what the army is. I think it's like the 18th Army. No, that can't be right. 17th Army, maybe. They're moving over. I'll start moving over this way this turn, and yeah, hopefully these guys here can deal with the forces around Stanislav, and the Romanians along the border here can also help push these guys into a pocket and eliminate them this turn. That's pretty much it. I mean, it was a pretty slow going turn. It's at this point, we're basically just trying to consolidate our positions, try and get everyone into an organized line so we can breach their line again. And it looks like they've started to, they've decided where they're going to make their stand here along the southern flank here. And actually, if you take a look at the entire line all the way up, the line is stabilized quite a bit. We're basically just waiting for our forces to catch up to them so we can break through again. Right now, though, I think it's going to be easiest to get to Leningrad. I don't know how it's going to be taking the city. As you can see up here, there are quite a few guys up there in our way. But I mean, other than that, I don't think Smolensk will be too difficult either. Around Smolensk, we should be able to make a breakthrough towards Moscow. The issue, of course, will be, as it was in real life, is can the supply line sustain and advance that close to Moscow until the winter, or even if we can take Moscow before the winter, that would be great. I mean, the city itself, if we can get to it, we should be able to defeat them without too much effort. I mean, we've crushed them basically at every time we fought them. Every time we fought the Russians, they've lost, except for very rare instances where we're fighting them on bad terrain without advantages in our favor. And I mean, in that case, we should lose anyways, but anywhere else we've won quite handedly, so I don't see us having much issue with actually defeating them. It's just being able to hold on to the ground that we take here, which is basically the name of the game when you're playing the Germans, from what I can tell. You want to just keep supplies going as well as possible and hope for the best. So with that in mind, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. I'll be back, hopefully, might have one more out today, we'll see. And if I don't, I'll be back tomorrow with another video for this game, and I'll hopefully be starting up a couple more things on Wednesday or tomorrow. We'll see how things go here. This is going pretty well, though. I'm happy with how things are, and I don't have anything else to say, so I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to let you guys get back to your day. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys all have a great day.